PokeMon Nuzlocke. We've all heard of them. At a certain point in their careers, everybody has done a little bit of a Nuzzy. You got your Jadens, your Tofus, all the greats. Unfortunately, I'm not one of the greats. Yet. As today, I'll be doing my very first PokeMon Nuzlocke. If you've been living under a rock for the past 10 years, this is how I will be playing mine. I get one Pokemon per route. For Scarlet, which is the game that I'm playing, that means one per area. You know, the little white text that appears at the top of the screen whenever you enter a new one. I must nickname all of my mons, so I can get more depressed when they inevitably die. Which will happen a lot. Oh boy. There are a few more specific ones, but the main rule is, if your little Pokemon friend is just happily walking along, he's living his best life, but he makes one wrong turn and he gets knocked out, he's dead. Permanently dead. That'll make it a little harder, but, you know, I'm sure I'll get by. I'll be fine, right? So with that out of the way, let's begin. I started my journey in my mother's house. I was gaming in her basement before she told me I had to go to school. Lame. 23, Mom. Don't need to go to friggin' school anymore. Jesus H. Christ. Anyway, only moments after that, a strange man entered my house and without permission, began to talk to me about tiny monsters who fight each other. Mom, another homeless man has forced the door open. What? No, I'm not. I'm trying to explain. I'm simply not. Whoa, bud, I'm a minor. Stay away. He told me he would give me his big balls and I could keep the creatures inside, so on instinct, I grabbed the closest one to me. Inside, there was a little guy I like to call Fue Coco. I'm going to name you Burger King. A woman with ADHD ran up to me and started talking about an illegal dog fighting ring. Then she took out her drug mule of a cat. I could do nothing but fry it. She beckoned me up a hill, where I caught my second Pokemon of the game. I named him McRib. Don't get too attached. I started to play on a cliffside when it gave way and I broke my legs falling 40 feet off of a ledge. On the beach, I saw some thugs harassing a giant monster, so I joined them. When they ran off to go see their pops or something, I don't know. A giant lizard dying on the beach coerced me into giving my Subway sandwich. Then it crashed out on the thugs who wronged it, smashing them into a fine paste before launching itself out of the cave, holding me in its big, strong, whatever. The drugs of the sandwich wore off. Something. I was dying over there. Jesus Christ. Get some help. I met an emo who I wiped the floor with. Then as I started making my way towards the school, I met a little guy called an Azumarill. I named him Starbucks. He's a great guy. When I finally made it to school, Nimona, the girl whose drug mule I had fried, challenged me to another battle. No problem. You were weak the last time we met, so it's gonna go totally... Oh my God, McRib, no! Well? Oh boy, McRib. When we got to the school, I stopped some bullies from harassing someone with a very nerdy backpack. I mean, they had a point. Come on, blue and red hair, you're asking for it. When I finally got to class, people keep asking me to do favors for them. I mean, come on, ladies, one at a time, jeez. Anyway, the Nimona person asked me to go to the gym? Rude, I think I'm fine physique. You really think that? The emo, who I later learned his name was Arvin, asked me to kill some titans? Wrong anime-related franchise, man. And a secret hacker asked me to beat up some bullies? I know they're kind of mean, but they don't deserve all that. Come on, guys, calm down. Then the principal, who was the homeless man I suppose I met before, asked me to come to his office. He introduced me to a cave woman. Why is everyone so weird here? Days passed, and it was finally time for me to go out on my own. I exited the school and went towards where Nimona had told me to go to the gym. It was rude, but not untrue. I was hoping for weights and stuff, but all I found was olives? Tiny, big, and small, so many sizes of the most mid snack of all time. There, I caught a Marie that I named Wendy's. Are you starting to see my naming convention? Anyway, I kicked a huge olive around until a person in a suit told me that it was time to go see the baker. Strange, because it was me who cooked her. Get it? Right, because baking and I cooked... I don't care anymore, just move on. Her living teddy bear at the end was pretty strong, but I got away with a few blasts of fire from Burger King. Ugh, thank God. That tiny bear turned into a friggin' bug. It had to die. Good job, BK. Alright everyone, that's gonna have to do it for this video. If you've liked it and wanted to see more, subscribe and like, and I'd love to see people's opinions, so put them in the comments. This is a new channel, so any support would be great. Anyway, bye guys.